folks, Captain Mike here from Hogy Lure Company. Now what's Hogy HookOne? Hogy HookOne is our platform where we're rigging inshore plugs predominantly geared towards a catch and release fishery with just a single treble in the belly and hand-tied bucktail flags on the aft end of the lure. Now, why are we doing this? Well, number one, by just having a single treble, according to data we've seen from ASGA, American Saltwater Guides Association, and Massachusetts Department of Marine Fisheries, by reducing just one hook on the back of the plug, you're gonna minimize serious injuries to fish by approximately 50%. Now that's a big number when you think about how many striped bass you might catch in a season. What I also like about just one hook is fish are exponentially easier and safer to me as an angler to de-hook. But let's talk about the lures. In no order of preference, I'm just going to walk through each one of these lures in the kit. Now, number one, this is the Hogy Needlefish. Now, this is a 3-ounce plug. It's keeled perfectly for just the sexiest and subtlest of wobbles. Now, when would I use this? I would use this in long-range open surf casting, but also on my boat when I need the same long range for big striped bass, say, keyed in on sand eels. Number two, I've got the OG Swimmer. Now you'll notice that this is a wider than what would be average today for a swimming plug. Now this OG Swimmer is going to have a very wide profile, so it's going to be a great imitator of big baits like herring or pogies. And you'll notice that you've got a downturned eye and a relatively small swimming bill. So this is going to keep it swimming at a very shallow depth. So this is excellent for fishing in and around big boulders where you want to minimize snags. Now, number three, you've got the Hogy long range swimming popper. Now what makes this a long range quote unquote swimming popper? You'll notice that this lure has a carefully designed weighting plate that sits in the belly, in the center, a little bit forward on the lure. This is going to give it a uniform descent in the water. Why is that important? So with the extra range you're going to get with this plug, this popper, it's also going to help the lure get up on plane and start popping in a proper way. Fish this a little faster than you would normally fish a floating popper. Speaking of floating poppers, I've got the little Hogy Micro Chug Popper. Now, we have had so much fun with this lure just recently this fall for bonito and false albacore. This guy only weighs half an ounce. It's a great little micro bonito and albie popper. Also, striped bass go crazy for this one as well. And last but not least, this is the Hogy Slider, the 5-inch version. Now, I've chose the black here is this bait with a subtle wobble and a steady crank with this black body and this black hand-tied bucktail flag look just like an eel. This is an awesome nighttime bait to fish in and around where you'd find striped bass keyed in on eels. But also in daytime, black is an excellent contrasting color if you're finding that you're having a hard time competing with a lot of bait. Sometimes sticking out with something jet black, like a plug like this, is what you need to get the job done.